Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about musicianship, specifically about pitch awareness, how to figure out chord progressions by ear. Now we have a question from Acoustic Shiki, and it's a pretty long question, alright? I'm just going to distill it and get the core essence of the question. Now they say, how do you find the chords or notes by ear in the instrumental part of the song? And they list a specific song called Just the Two of Us. Now I had to listen to the song. It's kind of a jazzy tune. We're not going to go specifically into this song, but we're going to talk about some concepts that can help us out in figuring out songs like that. Now, jazz tunes have very complex harmonies. This is not an all-out jazz tune, but it has some jazzy influences. And sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to figure out if you're just going purely by trial and error. Now, they go on to say that when they listen to the intro part of the song, it's so difficult to figure out the key, chord progressions, and notes. But when they can listen to someone singing, they can immediately pick out the notes. Now, that's a great start. It means that you're able to pick out the melody of the song. And that's the most important part of the song, right? Melody before the harmony. But let's talk about harmony today. Now, when I teach my students ear training and figuring out chord progressions, I like to use various analogies because music is fun, right? Now, being a good musician is not so much about being so overly technical all the time. Like you listen to a chord progression, you think, okay, that's a F sharp chord, that's a C flat, C sharp, whatever, minor, major, diminished, well, extended fifth or whatever. Okay, I have no idea what jargon I'm saying. But anyway, it's about appreciating the music and the emotions that it stirs up in you. Now, I'm going to play a very, very typical chord progression, and I'm not even going to tell you what chords they are. I just want you to take a listen, like this. Alright, so that's a simple, nice chord progression. Now, in the analogy that I want us to use today, if you excuse me, I love Lord of the Rings, and I hope you do too, because it's a great story, it's a great work of art, right? So I want us to imagine that we are a hobbit, right? Frodo, Sam, whatever it is, right? Now, the first chord that we're going to play in that progression, it sounds very restful. We're kind of at home. So imagine that you're in the Shire, where everything is peaceful, everything is good, everything is well, and we can end the song there. We started in the Shire, we end in the Shire. It's not a very interesting story, but it's kind of peaceful, right? And sometimes that's all we want. We just want stability and peace. But, well, in Lord of the Rings, obviously, there's no stability and peace because there is bad, evil forces at work, and Frodo has to go on an adventure to go and destroy the ring. Alright, so we're going on that adventure musically. So we start out in the Shire, and then the next song, we're kind of moving somewhere, we're going somewhere. So Frodo, Mr. Frodo, we are going on an adventure, we're going out of the Shire, right? We're going to travel through the marshes, through the mountains, through the rivers, whatever it is, right? We're getting to the destination that we're going to. Now, if you know the story, you will know where that is. But anyway, this is the Shire first. Now we are leaving the Shire, we're going on an adventure, and then we're going to, now here, this chord, do you feel that it's really, really going somewhere? You kind of want to go somewhere. If you end the song here, you're gonna feel unsettled, right? Like this, Shire, going through the wilderness, and then you end up here. Now this is Mordor or Mount Doom, right? Where the volcano is, where the ring is going to be destroyed. Now, at this point in time, if you just end the story here, the trilogy ends there, Frodo reaches Mordor, and that's the end of the story. Now you're gonna be like, what happens to the ring? Where does the ring get destroyed? Whatever it is, okay? So this has a lot of tension, this particular chord, and this tension wants to resolve and go back home to the Shire, and then you can end back in the Shire, and that's where you feel at home. Okay, now excuse my little Lord of the Rings analogy, but that's basically how music works. Music starts from a place of consonance, little tension or no tension at all, and then you start to just build up the tension when you go on the journey to the next chord, and then you build up even more tension, so much tension that it just wants to resolve that tension back to consonance. Alright, so now there are music-y terms for that, and I'll tell you what they are, but more important than just knowing these terms is knowing how to listen and appreciate them. Then you fit in the musical terminology, then it makes sense, alright? So your home chord or your Shire chord is what we call the tonic function chord. Now when we're going on our adventure, now we go to the subdominant function chord. And finally, when you're in the thick of the action with a lot of tension, this is what we call the dominant function chord, which wants to resolve back to the tonic function chord. And that's our little musical adventure. Now, Lord of the Rings is, of course, a lot more complex than just starting at home, going on an adventure, going to the high place, the thick of the battle, and then just resolving back home, right? There are lots of little side stories, little mini adventures that each of the characters or groups of characters undertake and go on. And that's the same thing for music. Music isn't always just this simple adventure. Sometimes you can take detours. Sometimes you go to places unexpectedly. So for example, instead of we start here, the Shire, we go on our adventure, we go to battle, and then we go to somewhere else. Now this is also a tonic function chord, but it's a minor tonic function chord, and it's less strong than the Shire. So it could be, for example, the Elven stronghold of Rivendell, where you're kind of like safe, but it's not the true home that you want to get to. You still want to get home, but it's kind of like a place of refuge, right? This is also what we call a tonic function chord. Now, what all this is to say is that forget about the nitty-gritties, the musical jargon, and figure out what exactly is the chord. First, I want you to listen to where the music is going, and then figure out, okay, is that a tonic function chord? Are we going to a subdominant? Are we increasing in tension? Are we resolving that tension? So let me play something a little bit more complex, a little bit more jazzy, okay? So I'll just play it, and I'm gonna not talk first, and after that I'll talk you a little bit through it, alright? So this is my little jazzy improvisation here. Right? So what happened there? Now, there's a lot going on. It's pretty hard to figure it out exactly what chords are, but let me talk you through the chord functions. Now, just the revision: tonic function chords at home, at rest. Subdominant is where we are increasing tension, right? We're moving somewhere. Dominant function chords are where there's a lot of tension and it wants to resolve back to the tonic function chord. So we started here. This is a tonic function chord. Now we're going here. You can feel that, okay, the music is moving somewhere. So we are going to, this is a subdominant function chord. And then we went here. Now here, it's got a lot of tension. It's very dissonant. This is a dominant function chord. And I change it to this particular chord. You don't need to know what chord this is, but this is also a dominant function chord, but it has more tension than the previous one that I played. All right, so there are varying degrees of strength of it. Like there is a weaker dominant and there's a stronger dominant, but they are all still a dominant function chord. In this case, this is the weaker one. This has even more tension and it really wants to resolve. It wants to resolve to a tonic function chord, but in this case, I don't go to a tonic function chord. I go to a subdominant function chord. So we are not actually resolving the tension. We're just reducing it a little bit, right? We're kind of like going to battle and then we're going back. We're taking a step back and then we're going to a different battle. It's kind of like retreating for a while, going to the next battle. And then now we go to a new battle with a lot of tension here. This is a dominant function chord. And now we go to a tonic function chord, but it's not our true tonic. It's not chord number 1. It's a different tonic that is kind of at rest, but we kind of like, we're not really settled there. We still want to keep going and fight the next battle so that we can truly arrive home at rest here. Now let me play that one more time for you, alright? Tonic, subdominant, dominant, and to subdominant, dominant, and now we are in this tonic function chord, but it's not our true tonic. Now, I hope this has been a little bit enlightening for you, acoustic shiki. Now, I know if the goal of this lesson is not to tell you what are the chords in just the two of us. Rather, I want you to expand and use this idea of appreciating the movement of the harmony inside whatever song that you're doing. They're using, so they can appreciate the music first, and then after that you go and study the musical material, the exact chords that I use, so that you can figure it out and apply it to whatever song that you're playing. Now, if you want to go and study all these concepts that I just talked about in a very in-depth way, of course, it's not here in this particular video, but I do have a fingerstyle guitar course just for you that you can go and, it's paid course now because there's so many lessons in there that you can study with me in detail, in depth. So if you want, go check it out. I put a link in the description below. Now, if you have any more questions, please just let me know. I'm more than happy to share my knowledge with all of you. All right? Now, have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.